Afternoon everybody, Silverbolt here, back for one of my own Transformers review after just doing a video with RuneScape for the Teletran 3 channel. And sticking with the animated line, we're going to be doing animated leader class Megatron. Now, animated Megatron is in one word, one of the coolest supervillains ever. He is brutal, and he would describe himself as heroic, and in many regards he is. But he's brutal, he's powerful, and even though his G1 namesake was actually described as highly intelligent and not above a little bit of guile, animated Megatron really brings that to the fore. He's highly intelligent, and he will use brute force when it is necessary. He's not also above a little bit of subterfuge and a little bit of trickery to obtain his gains. He is a fanatic of the Decepticon cause, and he keeps his troops in line with a mixture of, well, being a great leader and threatening to terminate them if they actually dare disobey him. Unlike other Megatrons we might mention, as in G1 Megatron, who fails to kill Starscream, and Beast Wars Megatron, who fails to kill Pterosaur, and we won't go with the rest. Anyway, I don't want to go through the entire 2 series of what animated Megatron does, so I'm going to stick to a few key points. 1, Megatron ends up on Earth after a little bit of betrayal from Starscream, which I've already discussed in my animated Starscream review, so I won't go into again. Megatron ends up being discovered by Professor Sumdac, and like the Transformers live-action movie, Professor Sumdac reverse engineers Megatron's Cybertronian technology to make the robot empire that made him rather rich. And he kept Megatron's hand for a seat, and kept his head in his lab, and Megatron one day starts talking to him. This is after Megatron has been on Earth for the last 50 years. And Megatron, showing his deceitful nature, convinces Professor Sumdac that he's actually an Autobot. And he's rather embarrassed by the fact that he's in such a sorry state. So he waits until Professor Sumdac has built a new body before he reveals himself. Because obviously Megatron understands that, well, as a head, he's rather vulnerable. Megatron, whilst pretending to work with Professor Sumdac, that does various things, including creating the Dinobots. Though the Dinobots tend to be forces. I mean, though the Dinobots are painted as forces as Autobots, they're more forces of nature. But I'll get to that in another review. Megatron does eventually get his body back at the end of Series 1, when the Allspark is presented to him. And his first order of business is to destroy the one that he blames for landing him in all this trouble in the first place. And namely, shut up Arto, blast Starscream. Hits him with a very Street Fighter Ryu Dragon Punch, almost like. Hits Starscream and sends him flying, and of course Starscream at this point is immortal and probably comes back. Megatron reformats into his Earth form into this helicopter, which I will get to in due course, and promptly carries on his war against the Autobots. And he only loses, really, because of like Lemony Snicket, a very unfortunate series of events, because no Autobot, except for maybe some of the elite guard like Magnus and strength-wise maybe Grimlock, can actually stand up to him, because he's just that tough. The man is, well, the robot is uber hard. And, as I said, it's really only a series of unfortunate events that really screw it up for him. Megatron's intelligence again comes to the fore when it comes down to the Constructicons that get built by the Allspark, and he convinces them to join him through a mixture of tall tales and bribery, and eventually branding them with the Decepticon insignia, which looks quite painful. Towards the end of the series, Megatron starts to carry on his plans for master domination. And by getting Lugnut involved, and again proving his intelligence by memory wiping the Constructicons so that they don't actually remember Bulkhead. Forces Bulkhead, this time through threat, into helping him rebuild the Autobot space bridge. Because at this point, there is a massive Decepticon uprising in the fringes of the galaxy. Presumably, they've been trying to find Megatron for the last 50 years, and what you end up finding is that, well, they haven't seen Megatron for the last 50 stellar cycles. So what I'm presuming is that someone else has kind of taken control. Who that may yet be, if it's going to be from the Name G1 cartoon, I'm not sure. I don't know, because most of the lieutenants have already come into it. So you've already got Starscream, you've already got Soundwave, and you've already got Shockwave. They've already come into it. So who it's going to be in, if my way of thinking is correct, I honestly don't know. Now, Megatron's plans come to a little bit of a sticky end. Again, courtesy of Starscream, because it's Starscream's forcing of a three-way battle between Prime's troops and Blur, Megatron's troops, and Starscream's clones that pretty much seal the deal for Megatron, and he ends up getting sucked out into space, stuck with only Starscream's disembodied head for company, and he's in a pair of stasis cuffs. So it's a rather inglorious end to the series for Megatron, though I'm sure he will return in Series 3. Megatron is voiced by Corey Burton, and Corey Burton must be really relishing this role, because of course Corey Burton is more famous for playing Spike in the original 80s cartoons. And I have to say, Corey Burton does a damn good job as Megatron, because this Megatron, this incarnation of Megatron, is like a James Bond villain. You know, I mean, the other Megatrons tend to be very dramatic and very much out there. You know, you've got the G1 Megatron, which was just brute force all the way. You've got Beast Wars Megatron, which had more of the megalomaniac side of him. And then you had Cybertron, Armada, and Unicron, who were just obsessive. And then, of course, you've got RID Megatron, which was a bit more comedy. But animated Megatron is just evil. You know, he has the hallmarkings of evil. You know, he's manipulative, he's brave, he's lethal, he's cruel, he's very intelligent, he's not above a bit of subterfuge, you know, and even the voice that Corey gives him is very evil, and he's a great character. He really is. He is one of the reasons to keep watching animated, because the leader, Megatron, is a great villain in Transformers Animated. Onto the toy. Now, there are two toys. There is the original Cybertron mode, which is some fecking weird jet thing, and I think he's quite poo. So I'm doing a review on that one, because I'm going to do this one instead. I wish I brought it out now so I could do some kind of like comedy thing, like throw it behind me, but I don't really want to do that in case I actually break it. And knowing my luck, I'll break the coffee table, or something as equally as intelligent. Ooh, coffee. Need more coffee. Anyway. Right, the toy itself, obviously, twin-bladed helicopter, and some people have said it looks rather akin to Highbrow, the 1988 Headmaster? 87? 88? Can't remember, never mind. And in some regards they are correct. Now, the cockpit's very highbrow-esque, and the two rotary blades up here are very highbrow-esque. But other than that, I really do think the similarities end. For one, he's got this tapered tail, almost like flippers on the end, which Highbrow did not have, but there we go. Right, in jet mode, there's a little red Decepticon icon on his chest, just there, and if you push it, you get lights and sounds. Oh, hang on, I'll just do that again so I can show you it's also on the chest. lights and sounds. This is the one time where I wish my video was actually darker. There we go. Anyway, and well, the rotors spin. Now I'm wondering, because they're obviously on a connected ratchet crank, and I'm wondering, is there actually a way that you're supposed to, you know, play with them? I'm gonna hang on. Have I got animated Megatron? Oh, I have. Hang on a second. No, not that I can see. So I guess you just have to turn them like that, which is a bit of a letdown, but never mind, never mind. Okay, gonna transform him. He's quite simple to transform. You pull out the helicopter blades, and then you pull the fusion cannon off the front mounting. Come on, you know you want to. There we go. So there you see Megatron head. No real automorph features on this one, apart from, well, no real automorph features on this. Twist the leg parts round so they connect into there. I'll just show you again with this one. It's starting to get dark. Well, it's not really getting dark, but it's going to get dark soon, which is why the lighting's so bad. But there we go. Push them in. The feet just disconnect like this. The hands snap down this way, and you just pull them out of the wrist action, pull them out of the things here. Need something to pull the little paintbrush will do. There we go. And then the last feature for the transformation is you snap the helicopter back and you get that noise. And just push that back into place. Oh, and in transforming also gives him flashing lights in the chest. And I can't get it back into place now. There we go. There we have Leader Class Megatron in robot mode. No, that doesn't help much either. Lift it up slightly. I give up. I cannot get lighting in this house. There we go. Leader Class Megatron in robot mode. The fusion cannon can be mounted on either arm, but I would stick to the right. It mounts on in place like that. And this is what I really like. Take the propeller blades, twist them like that. Do this with both of them. Wrong way. There we go. Snap them out of place, and you give Megatron, the ultimate leader of the Decepticons, twin swords, which is also quite funky because in the cartoon he's quite lethal with them. And the sword idea for Megatron, it's something that's not only in animated. I've seen images of a new Megatron toy that looks possibly like it's going to be an alternator, but I'm not entirely sure because as far as I'm concerned the alternator line has been pulled. Of Megatron with twin swords, and I think the toy looks quite funky, but then it's got a sword, so it's not a surprise that I'd like it. Megatron comes with Evil Laugh and
Where is the Allspark? Crush the Autobots.
so three phrases, and light and sound, and the mouth moves when you push the button in. Very nice toy. I really like this, and I know I said in my Jazz video that I think a lot of the animated range is kind of meh, but with some of the toys I'm slowly and surely coming round to them. I really am. I mean, animated Megatron started me off, Leader Class Megatron started me off, you know, really liking this one because I love this toy, and it, you know, I am changing my opinion on the animated toy line. You know, I still think there's a lot of things that I don't like about them, but I'm more willing to judge them on individual toys themselves, rather than simply just saying the whole cartoon is meh. But there we go. I am starting to come around on a lot of the toys. Okay. Nothing else I can really say about Megatron, apart from get him, because he is cool. I really do like him. He's really poseable. Well, for a leader class toy. And I don't quite get why the arms and the wing mounts are actually loaded on sprockets, unless it's so that you've got a greater degree. I suppose you could do it. Ah! Unless you've got a greater degree of mobility with the arms. But yes, animated Megatron in the leader class is an all-round cool toy. To go with an all-round funky character. But for now, you can still buy him in the shops. Actually, I actually got him in the Entertainer in the Bull Ring in Birmingham for. I actually got him at a discount because they were discounting him. But there we go, yes. So he shouldn't be that expensive to get, though. Obviously, avoid the usual places like Forbidden Planet. Anyway, this is Silverbolt with Leader Class Animated Megatron. Signing off, saying au revoir, adios, auf Wiedersehen. Oh, I'll raise one more point. The other one that I mentioned, which is his Cybertronian mode, don't get that one. It's horrible. And it transforms horrible. And it doesn't transform back again properly. And it's poo. Yes, no, that's definitely Silverbolt signing off, saying au revoir, adios, auf Wiedersehen.